So it has come to this. Good men, torn from their kin, to rage and spill the blood of other men's foes. But we will not be forgotten. Our deeds shall be known, even when our bones are dust scattered on the wind.
Alright, welcome on back to Troy, everyone. Welcome on in. Hey, comments, saw you already in. I did welcome you, but I'll give you another warm welcome. Happy to see you. And actually, was that intro? I tried to quickly grab the Troy intro before we went live there. Did it actually have some proper... Troy, while you play Durthu. Durthu is a proper campaign. I'm actually playing one of those alongside Orion as we speak there. Tree can are so much fun. You just kind of run over everything like they don't exist. Kind of similarly to how we've been playing with Memnon here, who has been an absolute uber chad. And his many Egyptian and Ethiopian infantry and archers. We also got some warriors of Artemis that have been rolling along with us. The warrior women, and then the Marianu coming from Canaan, which are a very, very heavily armored chariot, made for smashing through stuff. We've got our Egyptian chariots, which are much more lightweight, made for kind of charging at the enemy, and then abruptly turning around and firing arrows at them. We haven't been quite using them as such, but in antiquity, that's kind of how they were used. They were rushed in really quickly, and then turned around and started firing hail of arrows as they fled. Glad to get in here and play some more Troy, though. How are y'all doing this afternoon? Going to be just a very chill, laid-back stream. I was all morning chasing around the AI for Zatan. His campaign has come to a bit of a standstill as you come to near the end, where you're just kind of trying to wrap up the last few quest battles, and the enemies are so steamrolled that they don't even really try to defend themselves. They just kind of run away. Things become much less exciting to play. So we're just kind of running over everything with auto resolves. There's not even been a single proper battle, so trying to get some where we can actually get to the quest battles and finish up that campaign proper. But the AI has not been making it easy, and running away at all costs is what they've been trying to do. Plead for mercy. They don't even plead for mercy, they just run. They run and they break stuff as they do. Burn down their own forests as they go. Bunch of crazies. Yeah, and so we'll do a quick overview of how Troy, or at least how Memnon's campaign plays. Troy is very, very similar to Total War Warhammer. It just varies in the fact that you have, at least for this mode we're playing here, your heroes are not single entities. They are in the epic version where you're kind of playing the Iliad out, but in historical, which we're playing now, your heroes have a retinue of bodyguard, which you can actually upgrade throughout the campaign. As your hero levels up, you can get them better and different bodyguard units, which is pretty awesome. Really, really cool added feature there. You also got all of your followers and everything. But for Memnon's campaign, if you've ever played Torox or seen anyone play Torox, his campaign is very, very similar to Torox in that you are a horde faction that is here just to ruin everything in your path. The Trojans have called you up to defend, and so you basically show up. Where do we show up now? It was all the way over in Rhodes, I believe. Lindos. I don't know Greece well enough. I know we were over in one of these islands. I think it was actually over here, yeah, in Rhodes. I know we were in Rhodes, but I don't know if this is where it was. We burned down all of the settlements and then came across the sea, destroyed through Crete, came up into Sparta, destroyed all the way through Sparta, which has been reclaimed mostly by the Spartans. We're going to have to deal with that pretty soon. And now we come upon here where we are dealing death to Arcadia. We just fought off a pretty massive force led by 2 armies of Argos. And then we have Aesop, friend of Memnon, up in the north doing all of the damage he can to these settlements up north with some pretty average infantry here. He's doing his best with just kind of the run-of-the-mill troops, swarming over the countryside, doing as much damage as they can. We could upgrade his forces, but we don't quite have the upkeep, really, and the kind of the income of those resources flowing in, such as bronze and things, to give him better soldiers. So for now, only soldiers that require food is what Aesop is getting. He himself is a bowman, though, unlike Memnon, and so he has himself different bodyguard as a result. He's got Ethiopian hunters and javelin men to start here. We'll get some better ones later on, including some that have chariots. Much later on, we gain the Sinai chariots, which are the heavily armored ones, or I guess the light armored Egyptian chariots, and then or the archers of Wawat, which are a decent combatant, but they're not rolling around on chariots, so they're probably not going to be the pick. What happens if Memnon dies in battle? Well, so if Memnon dies, we haven't had it happen, and I haven't had it happen in any of my campaigns, but if he dies, it shows one of his traits here. He is a Homeric character, so he actually just becomes wounded. And well, you know what? I think if you only have Memnon out as your character, you lose the campaign. But I can't confirm because I actually haven't lost Memnon myself, so I'm not going to keep spewing nonsense that I don't know. I don't actually know what happens if you lose Memnon. I'm assuming if he's the only lord you have, that's the campaign ends. But I've also not lost the Torox as his campaigns. What happens if you lose Torox? Does the campaign end just there, unless you have another lord out? Or what do you all know? But I have not had Memnon fall. I'm assuming it's something not good. And as he is in this bodyguard unit, he's a little bit more susceptible to being brought down. He does still get all of these extra traits and such, so his unit becomes very, very beefy in battle. They've got a ton of, well, not a ton of armor, but they've got a ton of damage here, 163. Lots of attack and defense, which is the same as how it is in Warhammer. It's the rate of actually landing attacks and blocking enemy attacks themselves. Got a fair bit of charge bonus. No a few shots of ammunition. They've got a special javelin they throw before combat with a bit of range. Missile damage being armor piercing, but he has most of his buffs going out to all his other troops there. He himself can get upgraded a little bit, including with his equipment there. So, like with Hephaestus' golden armor, which was crafted for him at the behest of his mother Eos, we get extra morale for the hero and then extra missile resistance. It's not a ton of bonuses over in the Homeric version. You get much more kind of drastic and more extreme buffs, if you will. The Beastmen are great now. I believe before their change, it was really only Torox that was worth playing, just because it was so much fun to rampage through the countryside with just a bunch of almost unstoppable Minotaurs. However, now with their change, the Beastmen are at least a little bit more playable. They definitely could use some help, but they do all right. Yeah, for Aegeon here, we're going to try to get them to come on out of the walls to face us. Those towers in this game, same as within Three Kingdoms, the towers are basically machine guns, and they will take your units down very, very quickly. The plan I had for the beginning of this campaign here was we are going to... Can I grab another hero through the camp? And I'll get back to explaining his campaign a bit in a moment. We'll grab another hero here. We have a good bit of excess food, so we can grab ourselves another mighty lord from Egypt. And I think we already have an archer, a fighter, ravager. What does Memnon count as? I believe he is a hero of heroic. He's like a special hero. Yeah, he's a Homeric character, so he has an epic hero. Yeah, that is a unique type. Okay, so let's go for one of the more melee variants then. We shall recruit this lad from like Upper Egypt here. He's a fighter champion. We don't get to see what traits they have with him, I don't think, until you actually recruit them. Got a Warlord Mentor, which are kind of buffers. Same things with Commanders. These guys are both kind of different types of buffers for your teams. Warmongers are meant for smashing. I'm kind of interested in grabbing a Fighter Ravager. This guy looks like he means business. Wandom, welcome. He is an expedition commander. We shall scatter and attack them at their weakest. Outnumbered and far from his home, this hero relies on cunning and speed to compensate for the lack of fortifications. He has higher success chance to ambush. I think this is the same thing that they all get. A little unfortunate they don't get really unique traits, but he starts with Ethiopian Spearman. Oh, he's got a Kapesh as well. Lovely. Oh man, did we actually grab someone who's exactly the same as Memnon? Let's see. He's got Humiliate the Dead, causes fear. Belly costs 3 rage per second. And what, you just all the time are causing fear? Give yourself some extra armor while you do it, or it costs less. Fair enough, so that may be just an ability you can kind of have active at any point. Get up to the Earjet Staff Bearers, and then the Elite Infantry, which is what Manfit means. I did learn this while I was doing some research. I am working on scripts for a Memnon, kind of a Heroes of Troy series, and the infantry types here that I was questioning earlier. What's the difference between the Manfit and the Nefru? These guys are recruits. So the Nefru just means I don't know that it's not a direct translation, but it's basically these are the recruit infantry, the brand new lads that have just joined up. Whereas the Manfit is the veteran infantry. These guys are a bit more seasoned. They've seen more combat, and they're because they've been proven in battle, they've got a bit better equipment, and so also because of that, they've got a bit better stats as well. So recruits and veterans is all it really is. So with Wandom here, he needs some more soldiers. We won't be able to do any building on his side just yet. I think we will want to bring in some more Napadan soldiers. These guys are Ethiopian spearmen. I'll grab him a couple of them. We don't really want... I said we don't. I'll grab a unit of chariot runners just in case we run into any nonsense. We'll recruit these guys in for now. Negative 2,000 food is something we can definitely handle with a surplus of 45,000. Hey, going for gold? You did catch a live stream, and you've been a member for 4 months. I appreciate that immensely. The inner workings of Total War Saga. Yeah, there's just someone in there with, there's like 3 guys just on a rotation just shooting arrows out at the same time, or they've got some special alien technology up in those towers where they are laying waste to entire civilizations. And while I have a moment to ask, how is everything sounding? All's well with the balance on the game to my voice? And actually, with the for those that were here, I think Common, you were here for the intro I played for Troy. That's just the one that plays when you start up the game. Did the volume sound fine, or did it even have volume? I can't actually hear it myself, so I'm curious. While I pose that question, I'll come on over and kind of explain. So, because this is kind of the Torox campaign, you don't do recruitment like normal. Every other campaign, you recruit Greek soldiers through kind of your normal, through buildings and your barracks, archery, cavalry buildings and such. It's perfect, excellent, love to hear it. So you recruit through your normal lines of buildings, but Memnon calls on reinforcements from Pharaoh, back home in Egypt. So as you unlock the different... Basically, not all of these come unlocked to start. You basically only start with, Kerma and a Napata and Sai to start. And as you unlock later levels in your horde buildings and your research, you get access to some of these other provinces in both Egypt, Canaan, and Susa. So you get some better soldiers through there. Susa brings you some pretty decent skirmish/medium infantry warriors there, as well as some of the best stone slingers in the game with 190 range and 39 missile damage. They're very, very good at taking out other skirmishers. The Canaanite Warriors of Ugarit gives you your heavy cavalry, or your heavy chariots, rather. I don't believe there's any cavalry in this game whatsoever. Bronze Age, there was not much in the form of cavalry at all, especially in Greece. They too mountainous, so they just couldn't sort it out. I think only the Athenians really had cavalry, besides no one else really could figure it out. Bronze Age was all about chariots. We also have our Hinku Guard coming from Ugarit. The Canaanites being very heavily armored and very good at holding the line while their chariots smash in. You can have an entire force based around these guys and perform pretty well. But of course, we love the archers coming from both Thebes and the Ethiopian. Magi warriors being excellent, and actually they're some of the only units in the game that have a bonus versus hero. So if you get them into combat against any enemy lords, they will be getting a nice little boost there in their combat stats, which is lovely. We have almost all of them unlocked here now. We can call on guys from Megiddo, Ugarit, Susa, well, I say Susa, and Memphis are the new ones that we have access to. We are working as fast as we can towards Thebes, as this gives us our second tier of skirmish chariots, which are going to be a little bit more heavily armored. Our first tier ones have only 25 armor, and so they go down very, very quickly, even just a pretty light missile fire. We've seen in the last stream that just kind of a concentrated effort from slingers is enough to kill several of these guys pretty quickly. But we definitely want to upgrade as fast as we can to the lightly armored Sine chariots there. Alrighty then. And I was going to actually go in there and call in... Whole point I forgot what I was doing in there. Call in some more soldiers from Napata. They do cost a fair bit of wood, but they are one of the cheapest to call in, both Napata and Sai. You just get less of the Nefru infantry, and they are really not great. We'll call in the lads from Napata, because the Ethiopian tribesmen are kind of... They perform very similarly to flagellants without... They're like flagellants with shields. Throw themselves into combat, they have very light armor. They do a lot of damage, but also take a lot. But they all have Vanguard deployment, which makes them pretty dangerous. So Wandam shall gain himself some new tribesmen. Grab 4 of those guys, some javelins. Airplane flying overhead. Such is the way. And then we'll recruit those guys in, see how our... Yeah, they don't cost much at all. And as we increase his capabilities, they will cost even less. So we'll grab these Ethiopian spearmen. We'll grab just 2 more of those guys, because we don't need too many spears. And then, you know what, let's grab some more troops from... They have to be from Kerma. We don't have the wood for it, though. Okay, we'll have to call more reinforcements next turn. They've got a long ways to travel, after all.
Of noble hearts.
It's going to be a bit dangerous, though, because I've just recruited these guys in. None of Memnon's forces actually are able to reinforce one another. I don't like this at all. We may have just doomed this poor man to a early grave. Well, I sure hope not. Okay, I was trying to figure out what else was different from the other campaigns here in Troy. We still have our Divine Will, same as the others, so we have to kind of keep an eye on the different cults for the different gods. We have currently Artemis, Ares, and then as a passive buff, because we have an item on Memnon, we have some cult presence with Poseidon here, even though I haven't really been worrying about him at all. Artemis is really, really solid because she increases the chance to our own ambushes and gives our units from Kerma, Sai, and Napata Strider, which means they completely ignore all of the attributes that would be associated with the terrain. So like woods and shallow water and such, they completely ignore it. I think what we do want to start working towards is Hera, simply because it'll give the slingers battlefield healing later on. Zeus does drop the construction cost of all of our main buildings, but we've really dealt with that on Memnon's force and don't care about so much for the others. What do y'all think? Currently we are maxed out with Ares, and he is an excellent one. It drops all enemy morale by 20%. It's on the intern button. That is excellent. Works out. Morale for spear units. We do have several spear units. Apollo does help out with morale to missile, as well as melee defensive missile units. But his actual prayer effects are not all that great. Athena, rather. So basically you'll have your effects for having them at the certain tiers, and then at the certain tiers, performing a prayer to them will give you the effects off on the right there that say prayer to Ares. Those effects only are activated when you have the prayer activated. Otherwise, you just get the eager to fight, delight for violence, and panic and terror as you go up the tiers. So at current, all of our Warriors are going to have more charge, more damage, or melee attack when they're wielding two-handed weapons, more experience, more income from raiding and raising, more battle speed, which allows them to move faster. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it also affects how fast they can swing their weapons. They also have even more charge bonus, and then all of our heroes are going to frighten enemy units. And then the prayer allows us to drop enemy morale by 20%, as said previously. Flanking defense for Nefru. Lord of the Silver Bow gives them more range. That's the one we're going for, so we need to get this up to tier 2. The prayer will give us a small bump, and also give us the kind of the beginning effects there. Kind of rather get the prayer off to Ares, make sure we have that ready to go.
Divine ones, I beseech you.
Make sure we have maximum drop to enemy leadership each battle, and we'll be ready to end the turn here. So the plan is we're going to send him back south, Wandem here, have him start dealing with the resurging colonies of Sparta that are starting to pop up before they get too powerful. Ithaca we declared war on last time there, so Odysseus might be coming to cause us problems, but as we keep moving through, it's not really going to be too much of an issue. And the Trojan ally faction here, I can't remember what they're called, Athria. They are doing a pretty good job of filling in where we are destroying the enemy, so it's good, let's good. Let's go ahead and see what it wants for our notifications. We have construction available with Memnon. What would that be?
Son of the dawn.
Wants us to build the rationing scribe. We will at some point. My first goal here is going to be the Eastern Traders here, which is going to drop the upkeep cost for all units by 15%, which will give us a lot more access to our bronze and food to use. Okay, yeah, he did move right over to attack. I kind of expected he would. This is going to be a pretty tough fight. The auto resolve says we will likely lose, and I think chances are this is going to be a pretty rough one. Luckily, though, he is rolling mostly with militia. He has several club warriors, though, which will fight pretty well for themselves. They do outnumber us. Let's see if we can hold them off. Now I know not to recruit up random forces next to Memnon because he can't help out at all. Yeah, we're going to have to try to hit one of his lines as hard as we can and kind of roll them down. Otherwise, things are going to go very poorly for us. We'll have the spears kind of hold back the club warriors who don't really have any extra bonuses against spearmen, luckily. Okay, that'll be what we do. Let's get to it. Man, losing this guy already would be so sad. Past the outnumbered. Okay, let's see if we can turn the tide here. Rain, he gets to decide what weather we're going to fight in. Well, there's a bit of rock there. We can kind of keep them all on one side. They can still kind of fold around the flank pretty easily. I think we're going to have to try to let our javelins take kind of the brunt of the damage, so we're going to use control and alt to drag them around as we want them. Control down a couple times to kind of get them in more of a square formation so they can throw those javelins a little bit more unimpeded. In guard mode, we'll have our chariot runners. We're going to be a little bit useless for this battle here, can't lie. No enemy chariots. They'll be good at holding a line. Not much else. Tribesmen, we're going to push forward a bit. Move the spearmen off to the side here. Do more behind them to kind of deal with the flanks. We'll have the spear runners off on the side. And then Wandem going to be up front with his Ethiopian spearmen. He currently has Vanquish, allowing him to give all allies in range extra charge bonus. The business, let's make sure he is right behind the line here so we get them all some extra charge bonus. Militia spearmen. Let's see if we can win. They're all in one spot there. Go ahead and move the chariot runners up. If anyone has to be sacrificed to the gods, it'll be them. Oh, never mind. These guys have given away their position. Come on up this way, try to take that high ground on the hill. You guys move over here. Keep them clumped up as much as we can. We have slings and we don't, though, so that's going to hurt. That is going to hurt. You guys move up and try to do some trading with the spearmen. Or the slings, I mean. Spears move up to this flank here. Although keeping you too far away from our allies would be a good way to get you cut down. I was gonna try to give him a custom name anyway, but if he makes it through, he definitely has to. You're absolutely correct. Heading to work. I appreciate you for the super chat there, bud. Means a lot. Thanks for stopping in. You guys go through. Yep, try to overwhelm this flank as hard as we can. So everyone crash in. You guys move up, try to get the warlord in combat. Overwhelm this front here. Keep charging. And then keep him up with the rest of the group. Oh, these guys stopped running. Interesting. They've got more club warriors hiding. Oh, it's not great. You gotta break these club warriors fast then. Turn and chuck those javelins at these guys. Run them down. Their slings are already fleeing for the hills.
Our warriors have been routed.
Yep, several of our warriors are starting to break. That's not great. Club warriors versus javelins now. Let's go ahead and bring these guys kind of off to the side. We're not winning the overall melee, it doesn't appear. Unfortunately, we may have wasted some of our resources here in this this fray. It's not over yet, though. Well done, spearmen.
Your warriors are losing heart.
Yep, some of them are. Indeed. Those guys are broken. Start checking the javelins of these guys next. Our line's starting to disintegrate. Well, deal with these club warriors first and then turn. Come on back in. But charge these club warriors here down. Yeah, the line is starting to disintegrate pretty hard. Ready to charge down these club warriors here. Keep everyone together. Oh, those guys, they turn and flee again? Oh no. You guys are doing a good job chasing these guys off. Come and try to break their lord. Try to get him all as one group here. Leaders will. Give yourself vanquish. No one else can really use it. Caught in a bad spot by himself. I didn't expect his whole squad to turn and run.
Your warriors are
Yeah, they
rallying.
definitely are. Turning and running. Get him!
We'll claim you.
Get these spearmen in the back line. Our lord are always running. Wandim's turned and he's fleeing. Alright, lads. Get on in there. Do as much damage as you can before you fall. See if we can bring down their lord here. At least take that as a consolation prize. They're going to continue to chase off Wandam because they're rude. See if you can... Well, we can't catch our lord, unfortunately, so want to see if you can help. He's going to keep running. Spearman, come on up. You guys are rude. Leave him alone. He just wants to go home. Yeah, no, that's... Unfortunately, I didn't realize that... Well, I did. It was just far too late. No custom name for Wandam.
Ethiopians attack!
Take care. You are losing ground.
You don't say. Thank you, advisor. Our lord's gone. He's given them some extra battle juice. We definitely want to stay away from that nonsense. Come over here and help out these spearmen. Change tactics to just deal as much damage to them as we can, because they're kind of traveling in one large militia blob. Come on over here, let's go ahead and dog. Oh, those guys gave up. There goes the white flag across the board there. And they turn and flee. Oh, we actually get to survive the battle. Okay. Maybe. Hopefully we did enough damage that he chooses life. Leave.
A setback, it seems.
Oh, it kicked Memnon out, huh? Oh, he gets to chase him down and bring the settlement garrison with him? Well, that's nonsense. Okay. So be it, I guess. And he kicked Memnon out of stance? That's weird. The defeat of Wandam. Oof. Brutal. Sorry, buddy. We learned a lesson or two in your defeat. But it kicks him that way instead, too. So we're not going to do any replenishing. Well, that's annoying. Extremely punished. Pharaoh's gesture has been completed. Spread the word. Pharaoh promised that whoever joins me shall return to his home a rewarded man. Or not at all. 15% drop to the cost of Egyptian units faction-wide, which would be great because we just lost a whole army. Darius has answered our prayer. And it's time for revenge now.
To the field of battle.
That army didn't even have time to do anything, and you decided to squash them, huh? Well, you deserve death. Let's see how auto-resolve treats Memnon. We've only ever actually given him like one or two.
Time to test
Oh, more great battles in the future. Give him the ya. There it is. Walks away alive, even though it was a decisive victory. We will go ahead and take them on. We lost 232. That's some pretty hefty casualties there.
Put them to work. Forward.
Put them to work. And then
Servant
we'll go ahead and
of
burn
Egypt.
this town to the ground then. Let us the way. We need more wood. Auto-resolve.
Fight with honor.
Yep. Revenge. Such is the way. Ibergaras, actor. We shall
Leave no place to
raise
hide.
and kill. War marches on. We have now raised or sacked 10 settlements belonging to the Achaeans. Great. Yet heroes are blessed by the gods thusly, some with cunning, others with courage, but all with a hunger for glory. Now that gives us the Lions of Ethiopia for 8 turns, where on both sides of the Aegean Sea, men whisper of the Ethiop king who lays waste to Troy's enemies. Thus we get 10% more missile damage, 15% more charge bonus, 10% more melee damage, and 15% more attack. That's pretty dangerous. But the fleet-footed Artemis, who had her father's ear, warned Zeus of the Ethiopian king's foreign gods. Excuse me. You're working with us. As quiet grows among your armies as an ill wind blows from the sea. Gathering their courage, a delegation of your men dare to speak at last. We walk the lands of the Olympians, yet each of us continues to honor the gods of our homelands. Surely the rulers of Olympus will hasten our ruin unless we offer them due obeisance. You're back, your power strip exploded. That's horrifying. You good? Hopefully everything's okay there. Exploding power strips sound like the least amount of fun. Okay, well, glad you're okay.
A courageous victory.
Okay, so our rewards for the Shadow of Olympus would be the favor of all of the Olympians by a whole bunch, or respect your men's faiths, giving us immune to psychology, faction-wide. favor of these gods is fickle. Our men's faith, however, is forever. We shall respect our men's faith and get hopefully a permanent faction-wide immune to psychology. Tithonus' legacy. We mean to maintain a total of 5 units of the following type. Tithonus being Memnon's father. Many a fearsome warrior did the Aethiop king muster, some from Egypt, others from the land of his father. Blessings of the pharaoh have reached you across the sea. A fierce contingent of men has made its way to you. Your divine king has sent gold to the Mesopotamian city of Susa, founded by the great Tithonius, your father. More of these mighty warriors may join your cause should you send some of the spoils of war. We would gain the Blade of Susa, or I guess blades from Susa, dropping up key cost for 8 turns and giving us more morale, and then more experience for all of our heroes. Speaking of, we need another one of those guys. Make sure there's no one nearby that can be mean to him, as the budding Ethiopian heroes seem to be quite prone to being brought down. Yeah, I don't know what skills we're going to go for here with Memnon. I think we've pretty much maxed everything out. I believe now it's just kind of grabbing the last points of the different bodyguard units. Yep, so for our man-fit infantry, we'll go for, I don't know, extra melee defense. We're not going to use them, but if we did... Oh, it's the Blessings of Ethiopia. We aren't using spearmen or Ethiopian hunters anymore, so these are just not great. Yeah, those are both very early tier. Please keep me rolling with Sheridan. We need to bring more Sheridan warriors over from Susa. And we get Susa from the Tithonius' Companions Royal Decree, which comes from Royal Decrees just being your research tree here. Where is Tithonius' companions at? Chiron's Wisdom, Pact of Outsiders, the Greater Eastern Caravans. Ah, here they are. Tithonus' companions. They're a long ways into this tree here, and it's going to take a lot of bronze to get there, too. 2,000, 3,500, and then 4,000. That is an absolute metric ton of bronze. It's going to be a while before we finish that part of our tree then. We should probably gain extra things that give us more treasures looted after battle. So after we gain the Egyptian followers from Thebes, let's go ahead and work for extra post-battle loot there. Then we can go for something else that gives us more post-battle loot. Anything that gives us more bronze. Extra melee defense for our light infantry sounds pretty good too, because we can get those in 1 turn. Ooh, you know what? Oh, Egypt. We'll go for Egypt first, then we'll grab the fleet-footed, then rationing. We can get all sorts of nasty things just for a little small grip of food. 18% melee attack for all light infantry. Most of our infantry is light infantry. These airjet staff bearers, even these Nefru, which are not great. Ethiopian javelin, they all count as light. Sweet. Memnon, you still have some more movement. Let's go ahead and hunt down Mystius here. We're going to bring him over towards Argos, because Argos itself has plenty of bronze. And bringing down the mythical city there of the heroes would be lovely.
Remember your training.
Jason doesn't make an appearance here, but it's all the same. We'll go ahead and auto-resolve this one as well. We'll get some proper battles in due time that we're not getting our cheeks kicked on, don't you worry. Let them treat you like that, Memnon. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We don't have any bronze at all. Yeah, that's the other thing here. We're really, really lacking for bronze. We can't get too many more elite units there, otherwise our negatives are going to be so much that we can't even afford to send stuff off to increase.
Give them
Let them live.
We march on.
Ooh, and our Argive, our sword. More melee damage a hero in battles against Trojans. Sweet. Well, wait, never mind. That's not sweet. We haven't really fought any Trojans yet. They're on our side.
Son of the dawn.
I think we just come on down here and continue to mess up Mantinea, and then come on down to Thyrea here. Thyrea has a good bit of bronze, and we need all of the extra bronze. bronze also in Epatrios. And then we know there's some bronze over in Irie as well. We just have to kind of keep an eye out for Odysseus. His soldiers are pretty deadly. We had a pretty dangerous clash with him previously. How are the defenders of the Aegean going? They've got one more turn before they start taking attrition. I would bet that they come on out to face us. Obviously, we shall not auto-resolve and lose our entire army. We continue the siege.
We'll break them.
I hope so. Be real sad if any reinforcing armies came on over. One here. Can he scoot?
That will never work. I'll have to
Never
refuse.
work. Night runners. What are the Skaven doing here?
Loyal and brave.
Pull to this. Well, I want to pull to the crossroads, but I want to be able to get moving immediately to attack one of the other settlements. Let's move kind of in between Mantinea and Argos. Jump into our encamp stance. No one's really going to mess with Memnon. Oh, and we can go for the upgrade, the final point in the Eastern Tactician, giving us 3 more defense for all of our units. Or the final point into the Armor Inspector, giving us 10 plus armor to all of our units in the entire army there. That wouldn't be a bad one. But if we can afford these Eastern traders, we're going to drop below the amount of bronze we have. Trading for bronze on the diplomacy is just not worth it. You have to pay out upwards of 20,000 food for just about 100 bronze. So we shall continue to gain bronze through battle alone. I wanted to gain another army here, but it just seems like we're kind of after that last fight here. There's a bit too many enemies close by. Light bowmen, slingers. Yeah, we're gonna want to make sure we can actually recruit them in without getting them attacked.
Sweep them
So
away.
maybe up here next to Aesop. Was he unable because he's doing a siege? He is indeed. Okay, well, not next to Aesop then. We will clear some land around Memnon and recruit another lord. The fact that they can't reinforce means you have to be a bit more cautious. For Aesop here, let's see what others... I don't want any of the lads from Canaan because they cost usually bronze. Dropping the siege holdout time would be great. Assassin, none of those are really necessary there.
Pharaoh will be pleased.
Lead business, we have pretty well handled the turn. If we get any hecatombs out, prayers to perhaps Apollo.
Olympians, grant me your favor.
To Apollo. That shall kick in next turn. I realize the prayers do nothing unless you actually have piety with them. So as you get that favor up, the prayers actually do things. For now, they don't actually do anything. So we'll have to keep that in mind. More hecatombs to Apollo before we actually send any gold off to be wasted. Gotta prep. See you, Techie. Interesting way to put it, but glad you made it on in. Dassos. He would like to work together for a common good. He's over here at Troyzen. He has a military, or he's enemies with Troy. He's enemies with Troy. No. I'll come take whatever I want from you in a moment, Troyzen. Ooh, Apollo has answered, even though we have neglected his cult. They no longer look to us. Alright, Memnon, I'd like to go attack Argos just for the glory of it. What is the city defended by? Argive Axemen, Argive Swordsmen, Light, that's nothing. For the walls, lads.
Servant of Egypt.
It's not nothing. We're going to take lots of casualties.
Time to
this should be
test
fun.
our skill.
Or maybe not. Auto-resolve would bully them quite badly. We could build a ram, but I've discovered that the ram soldiers got to stand there and get shot at by the towers and just whittles them down to nigh unusable by the time they get the walls open. So, their name is Archelakos? Archelakos, prepare. The Ethiopians come for thee. Axes are your favorite weapon? All of the Egyptian soldiers actually carry axes with them into battle. They have the spears and they can switch to axes, which is awesome. They've got like a two-handed battle axe. dry weather effects. We'll go ahead and see if we can get something exciting. It's just a dry desert out here. Oh, we got the rain. Lovely. We do take longer to recover from fatigue, but who doesn't like fighting in the rain? Besides everyone. Where is the weakest point? Definitely over here. We give them a nice choke point, though, to kind of keep us bogged in. We can attack from kind of 2 points there and overwhelm the walls. Elsewise, there's nothing else. These maps are incredible. I will continue to gush about them. I wish they would have done, kind of ported some of these maps over from here into Warhammer, just to give them a Warhammer flair. Elevation differences alone are pretty awesome. Just inside the settlement, outside the settlement gives you nice bits of advantage or disadvantage. Alright, Manfit, I'll have you guys... Manfit and Nefru taking the frontal bit of tower attacks as they march in. And Kugard will try to not get shot at, as they actually are the ones who are going to be taking the walls. Have our Sinai chariots. Chariots are great once we actually get the gates down, but until then, they can only really fire their arrows up and over the walls. And the archers that are on the chariots have a much more linear arc of fire there. Speaking of, these chariots look incredible. We don't have quite the same amount of... We can't get quite as close, even with the better camera mod, so... Look great. Definitely very lightly made. Kind of wood and held together with some leather. So you definitely don't want to get them into combat for too long there. On the stark opposite, though, are the chariots from Canaan, which are incredibly heavily armored. Meant for smashing into enemy lines and giving them the old poke with the spear. Awesome units. The chariots just rack up kills in the hundreds, especially the heavy ones. You have to get them inside the walls first. That being the hard part. Group these guys all up. Make sure they are... we'll keep them in bow mode for now. And we'll have our other unit of spearmen kind of marching up this side. Still not going straight down the front because we don't get shot at by both towers there. Memnon from the side, since he also is no longer able to deploy right against the walls himself. We'll have two of the Irkjet staff bearers ready to take down the walls here. Anything on this side? Should be hiding. And then the warriors of Artemis can kind of fend off any enemy archers. Meanwhile, the Ethiopian archers can take this side. Alright. We will bring the javelins. We'll have one on each side because they're pretty good at armor piercing. Hide in the woods while you can. Rush all in and do as much damage as possible. We business. Together. You roll with group 2 there. Awesome. Let's get this battle started. Yeah, very similar to Cossacks, but you actually give them the attack order. You basically, it's a ability where they switch from the shields. I realize I'm a bit late on that one. They switch from the shields to actually wielding the different weapons there. Axes. Pull yourself forward. Archers, you as well. Bring yourselves out. Warriors of Artemis, go ahead and deal with these bowmen while everyone else marches their happy selves forward. The Hanku Guard take the walls, and the Javelin men take the damage for everyone else. Lovely. Leave the towers will fire on us no matter if there's someone in them or not, so we actually have to capture them first. Going up to the walls, you can see the amount of damage we've already taken. These guys started at 120, they've already lost 7 units, which, granted, is not a ton. 7 units that we could have had to start the battle with, we don't. You guys rush on over. Memnon's moving up quickly. We go ahead and give these guys some extra charge bonus.
of the dawn.
Get them, staff bearers. Clear these walls. Just swing that staff like a sweeping in, kind of a sweeping motion. Knock everyone off the wall. I think that would work pretty well. Granted, sword and shield would be pretty effective. Come on, gotta take the walls quickly.
Your hero is under attack.
He is indeed. Walls know who to shoot at. Bowmen of Artemis, or women of Artemis, move on up. Magi, get on in there. Get some damage from the towers there. They know who to shoot at. We'll just kind of hit them on a
Your
pattern.
warriors are attacking
Go
the
there,
gates.
come back. They can kind of strafe just a little bit. Get through those gates. Damage is really, really minor on it, but we can kind of chop through.
Take them down.
Bringing down those Argive Axemen would allow us to get through those gates pretty quickly.
Ever unwavering.
Drop down the buff as the enemy lord flees for his life. Bowmen, come on around. We're gonna take some damage from the towers, but you'll have to deal with it.
Forward, men. On the march.
Go to the walls right here if you can. Gary's getting shot out by the towers. Don't like that one bit. Here's just staff bearers. Come on down. Let's get everyone up on the walls here, down fighting these light spears. We'll have these guys just come on over and claim the gatehouse, allowing us to kind of just get through those walls. Right now, we're gonna have.
You have
I don't want to
captured
send
the
them
gates.
to the gates just because they will take a lot of fatigue damage going up and over. Okay, these gates are down. Chariots. In. You guys destroy those Argive slings. Boys on the wall here, come on down.
The enemy
You guys
attacks
go
the
engage the
gates.
spears. Archers can come up to the walls. They are just going to be on the wrong side. So, come on inside. Same thing with the javelins there. You guys come on up. Take this bit of a formation there. Chariots are going to rush on in. Perfect. Get through these gates as well. That'd be great. Work together if you can. Bows start firing on these Argive swords. Should, well, I guess it won't claim the gatehouse, will it? They gotta come on down off the walls. Get him down with those light swords. Argive are really lightly armored. Should be able to bring them down pretty quickly. Memnon, activate your abilities for those ear jet. Chop through those light spearmen. Go ahead and get in here and see some of these fights. The music for Troy is fantastic. Blows the Warhammer music out of the water, at least for battles. You get a blend of antiquity and rock music. Well, I can kind of show off the Egyptian warriors there. How many of them are actually in combat? So see, now they are wielding spears. You kind of come down here and you hit the toggle alt attack mode, and they pull out the giant bronze axes from the time. I can't think of what they're called. It's a two-syllable word, but I can't think of what it's called. But they have these instead, which gives them a lot more melee attack. You can use them as more of as a shock infantry instead of what they were used for instead. Back on out. Our chariots kind of got bogged down there in the gates. Pull them through, just have them run down these Argive Axemen. Axemen have armor piercing themselves, but we should be able to beat them no problem. Go ahead and activate the Rage. Who can we scare off? We'll just go ahead and
One
give
of
him the
your
Zerk.
units has gone
Go
berserk.
do your thing. Yeah, Memnon's gonna go out there and give someone the old 1-2 until they no longer keep moving. Our chariots can go right through that line. Run down the next group. Oh, they're gonna flee. We're gonna break them down the line there. Perfect. There's the victory.
The foe has captured your tower.
They've captured my tower, have they? Oh, we didn't even get any kills with my heavy Canaanite chariots. Such was the way. But I guess it's, yeah, it's very much like the I guess you're talking about the great, the old pocket sand. Got chopped out of it. Hole finished off there. We lost a few, 356 in the battle. The towers are crazy. You actually tend to lose less in auto-resolve on the siege battles. Less fun, though. We shall raise and kill and keep moving. Getting a good grip of resources each time there. We'll level up with Athena. And we've gained ourselves some lead arrows. Punch harder if you wish to pierce armor. And give them some poisoning, too. 9% armor piercing damage for missile units in the hero's army. Let's give that up to Aesop here.
We bring ruin.
Who doesn't have himself a hand weapon. We can give him the light. Oh, where'd it go? Was it an item? Oh, I see. The lead arrows will take a turn to come on in, and we'll give him Pan's Strixes, or Syrinx as well, giving us a bit more motivation and more happiness, which, look at his face. Think he cares about happiness? Here's he to ruin everyone's day.
Sweep them away.
Aegeon has lost about half of its units. We're going to continue to let them attrition on down. You think I'm going to risk soldiers? Nay.
Tear flesh from bone.
Later on. Not yet. Not yet. And we reach destroyed Argos quickly. Let's come on down and deal with the Bronze settlement next. Come on down here and jump into camp. We can do a bit of an ambush as well, since we didn't take too much damage, but now that I'm looking at things, I think I would like to make sure we're all more healthy.
Set up camp. Son of the dawn.
All these cost a good bit of bronze, except for our armor inspector just costs gold, so a bit of gold, a bit of stone, and we have better armor. Lovely.
Defender of Troy.
Now might be a good time to get another hero in. I don't see anyone too close by, and the settlements led by Mycenae should be... You know, Mycenae is pretty rich. Favor with Hera. Yeah, he did sacrifice his daughter. Hera doesn't tend to like that kind of stuff. Let's go ahead and come on down and grab ourselves yet another soldier here. Our fighter Ravager did alright. He had some spearmen, though. Maybe we grab Balfra, the fighter champion. Or we grab one of these warlords. I would assume the warlord has club units later on. Warmonger, that sounds great. So we will bring you in at tier 5. We'll grab McConan. If you all have any kind of custom names you'd like to give our new Lord McConan here, go ahead. Aesop is just the friend of Memnon during the Iliad, and kind of one of the only named friends there, one of the only named lieutenants in his army. Not the only, but one of. He starts with Manfit, which are kind of an elite infantry. What an awesome looking weapon this is. Like a blend of a club and an axe. Kind of the old one-handed axe from Egypt. Maybe Ethiopia. Either way, it's pretty cool. He has himself some Manfit infantry. What does he get access to later on? Blood of Hercules. Heracles. Plus 50% melee attack sounds great. Dropping enemy melee defense, though, is usually better. Handing out debuffs. Provides rage when activated, giving him some more speed and melee attack. Oh, so this is just an ability you get, and you gain more rage after activating it as well. That does seem pretty cool. Reduced cooldown is nice, too. Egypt or Ethiopia, same as Memnon. Drill expert or ambassador of Hermes, so maybe he's actually closer to the same as Memnon. We get the Noctu infantry here, which are kind of the most elite that Egypt has to offer. They're still light infantry, but they're not bad. They've got kind of a missile or some javelins they chuck at the enemy as well. They've got a bonus versus swords and axes. Henku Guard, which have excellent armor, but no skirmish attack. It's a little bit more of a turtle unit. Then he also maxes out with the Sheridan. Yeah, this is the guy that he... So the Warlord is what Memnon, I think, is going to kind of classify as, since these are very similar skills to what he's rolling with. He just, instead of having the other one, has the blood of Hercules. Heracles. Hercules is Roman. Heracles is Greek. Now we've got to give him the blood of Heracles. Just 2. 45 seconds, it says on both. We will go ahead and drop the cooldown so we can use it more often. We need to allow this lad to chug on away. The Argive Ore Sword is not really going to actually help him out at all. Shields are already kind of handed out. Works for me. Arrows, any of these help out? I'm sure we get something that does, but we may just want to wait to grab more items later on. Okay, we come up to Pharaoh's Servant, come to Napata, grab some more tribesmen or reinforcements there.
By the might of distant lands.
I am glad to hear it. We could also grab some guys from Kerma as well. They cost bronze. So no.
Cunning and battle ready.
Oh, I'd love to hear it. We are going to give you some tribesmen here. Only get 2 this time. That's a bit sad. 1 javelin man. That's spears. However many are left in the old pool. We'll definitely have to call some more reinforcements next turn, but
Memnon of Ethiopia.
as long as no one's nearby to attack this poor man here, we'll be good to go. We get him built on up. Upkeep cost reduction for the Egyptians. Fatigue reduction. Always begin the battle fresh. That's pretty crazy. So even in March stance, that's pretty crazy. Additional fatigue reduction also is pretty good. Let's go for the Ambassador of Hermes, and the always beginning the battle fresh sounds pretty overpowered there. You're out of skills to pass out. That's okay. Ares' Thunder sounds awesome. Enemies in range drop even further on the melee defense. We can kind of couple that with... Oh, we didn't grab Seize the Moment. That's fine. Ares' Thunder Armor or Ares' Thunder Morale. Pain Barrier. Interesting. It's not a passive. It costs Rage to actually activate, so... Huh. 25% ward save. Can't be overlooked. Alright, well, for this new servant, go ahead and give him some extra growth. And we'll just go for the Rumor Monger for now.
Answer my summons and show me your ways.
And show me your ways. Man, this is going to take forever. 13 turn. What happened to our decrees? We're going to go ahead and just grab this one then, because 13 turns is going to be a minute. We'll grab as many of these as we can, because we have a ton of excess food. What are you talking about? The last battle we had 600 kills?
Servant of Egypt.
Still need we have to recruit in 5 Sheridan warriors and have 60 units in total. That is a total of 3 maxed out armies. We'll get there. It always wants to complain. Oh, great. How did you sneak on over here, Assayas? Leave McConan alone.
Careful now. Regroup.
Oh, good. Argos will attack him instead. Did you escape? The fleet-footed resistance will give us our resilience, while our fleet-footed warriors can often be felled with a single blow. Temper them through harsh training so they may endure. Also, the scene through Nacho Libre where they just kind of launch hornets' nests at each other. Okay, so for your crimes, Memnon will put you in the ground first.
Absolutely.
That's right,
Move
flee. Smush Thyrea. Next, let's go ahead and grab some extra buddies. I think the extra melee attack for all of our infantry sounds great. Then we can go for the upkeep cost. But you know what? I changed my mind pretty quickly there. 10,000. That's fine, but man, that's expensive.
Here to serve.
We'll come on up to Pharaoh's Servant. We'll grab some more soldiers from Napata. We'll gain 2 of these guys. From side, we only gain 1 and 2. Yeah, it's not get much more from Napata. Memphis would give us some more chariots, which are pretty deadly. Have the food for it, we just don't have the bronze for these man feet, and the chariot runners are not great. So, Napata it is.
Heroes can be found in every corner of the earth.
So true. Alright, root these guys on in. Hopefully they are enough to kind of keep themselves defended. Argos has been rebuilt. Let's go ahead and say no thanks. Oh, who's this? We're not at war with Mycenae yet? Oh, we're not. That's kind of annoying. We've given them a nice city. Maybe we should be at war with Mycenae.
I'd advise against wasting my valuable.
Yeah, I would advise against you being annoying. That's what I would advise against. Hector, are you at war with Mycenae? You are. I shall make you a deal then.
Our discussion has great potential.
I will join your war, and you shall give me a military alliance, huh? Sounds good. Just all the way up to a military alliance, and he'll give me some gold, some stone, and some food. Sure.
I'm content with that.
Sounds good. Mercenary Memnon activated. We had to make deals with our cousins at some point here. And so now we destroy Argos.
Direct my blade.
We would actually lose some lads, huh? Academy and Victory. Would they be within their walls? So what makes this Academy and Victory? In what world? Bring it. These men with little armor stood a little chance. Oh, I see. You were talking about your campaign with Durthu. Yeah, 600 kills on a single cast. Life Wizards are great. They did kind of take down the amount of damage Dwellers below fully does, but it's still a pretty nasty spell, especially if the enemy is very lightly armored. All right, then we will have our spearmen here forming our front line. Try to fight them in this this gully if we can. Sweet. We'll have the javelins up here. I'm gonna make sure there are 2 clubmen, kind of making sure they are safe. And wielding his normal Egyptian infantry here, he has to kind of deploy up front. We'll take a look at all of our units. We haven't deployed with any of the early tier units in a while. Manfit are not early tier. Kind of your secondary tier infantry for Egypt. Our lads hiding in the wheat there. The enemy knows not what awaits them. Clubmen, where were you guys hiding? Up here in the trees? Oh, run-of-the-mill tribesmen. Ready to bring glory for Pharaoh. Alright, let's get this thing going. We'll have these javelins here start chucking down to these shielded spearmen. Gonna drag them down, those shields. Oh, pull up top here. Don't go down beneath. Okay, so this is an ability we can activate at any point. English. Alright, charge down these club warriors. You go ahead and get involved with this lion skin wearing fella here. Here, you guys move down and we'll just kind of flank them and destroy them. Or let those javelins fly.
The foe has
We'll switch
sighted
you guys
your
into...
units.
Oh, they can't actually switch to... These Manfit infantry are unable to bring out their great axes, which is a little bit interesting. These poor shielded spearmen. Everyone's got an Achilles. Even those great big turtle shields.
Your hero is under attack.
Is indeed. Activate the blood of Heracles.
Know your position.
Deal with these fools.
Prepare your heart for the way.
Supreme Predator.
Supreme Predators.
I let these guys get caught out against these club warriors who are actually pretty well armored and pretty decent at fighting. But no one expects the Spanish Inquisition or a charge from behind. Should bring that group down pretty quickly with a full surround. Why have the javelin men run up this far? Fools! Even with superior armor and arms, brought down by the... Well, there's a lot of Egyptians here that have fallen. Struggling quite a bit.
Actions speak louder than insults.
Advance. Take them
Actions
down.
speak louder than insults, and you turn and run. What does that say then? And victory. Gave him the axe, and that probably felt terrible. This weapon looks like it'd be gnarly. And also be prone to breaking. We shall then just go ahead and raise and enslave to get a bit more horde growth. Since there should be nothing else from it. I just don't want them to claim Argos and rebuild the citadel at all. He stole Harmonia's necklace. Eternal youth sounds like a blessing, but the necklace is cursed to bring a continual misfortune to the wearer. Minus 2 turns, hero spins wounded, but they also heal. That doesn't sound like misfortune. Let's see how well he handles misfortune then. Want to stay a little bit away from Mycenae itself until we can grab in some more guys. Let's come on back this way. Perhaps jump into an ambush stance. He doesn't have quite enough movement for ambush, so we'll just kind of pull back and stay a bit defensive.
Appoint sentries.
Meanwhile, Memnon himself would come down and bring down Thyrea,
Fight with honor.
giving us a bit more bronze. They've got some Argive axemen. They've got a ferocity. But they fall all the same.
To the field of battle.
Yeah. No one expects the spin move, fool. Nucleon has been destroyed. At least make it a challenge. Next time we'll go ahead and raise and kill.
This city is no more.
Get all the goodies. 6,000 bronze. That's what we like to see. Memnon back to being dauntless. He has even more aura size and even more morale. His soldiers are basically unbreakable at this point. Let's continue forward to destroy Achilles here.
Pride and valor.
Give that one to the auto resolve as well, because there's only like 3 of them. We'll basically just walk up and scare them away. Chop, chop, stab. And that's Theseus. Or Achilles. We care not for their names. We will let them live for even more bronze.
See them. Our journey continues.
Memnon is the Nakai of Troy. Fair enough. He's kind of a blend of Nakai and Torok's both, because he's here to destroy everything, and Nakai's there to rebuild it, or his little cult that follows him around. The lion may snatch the goat away at any point, even when hounds have already gone in for the kill.
My honor.
We'll use that continued movement to come up here and attack Tegia then.
With me, men.
With me, men. Let's pass out the skill points to, I guess, since we're forced to. We will grab the Blessings of Ethiopia Spearmen. And onward
In
to battle.
Pharaoh's name. Time to
This is
test
a little bit
our
more
skill.
staunch. We would be out on the battlefield itself, too. Oh, Auto Resolve would slay some of our javelins. We can't have that. Well, Periphas. He is so angry looking. Or maybe he's just a bit more concerned. And Arcadia is having a bad day. It's all Memnon's fault. Alright, we will take the dry conditions. Okay, so we get a minor settlement battle. That we can handle. Okay, so start off by bombing arrows over the walls here, scaring them pantsless with both the Warriors of Athena and elsewise.
Keep it tight.
We will avoid that.
Bows at the ready.
We will avoid that statement. We'll have the chariots coming on around the outside here, since this looks like the most open bit of land. The light chariots kind of make a path, disrupt things, and then the heavy Mariano coming behind. Awesome. Okay, so for our actual heavy infantry, we'll have the Manfit and the Nefru moving together with the Hanku guards, so you guys can go up this position here. And then the Hanku guard will be advancing from the flank. Perfect, we'll grab the other Manfit infantry and bring them with Memnon, and have them going straight down the middle. Pull the Magi back a little bit so they can kind of pick their targets better. Here, Jet. Hanging out in the woods, ready to kind of make their presence really felt. Excellent. Get this thing started.
The foe has sighted your hidden units.
Indeed, they probably have. Will it help them? Likely no. Likely no. Push you boys forward. Let's go ahead and run down these spears on the other side here. Sheer amount of arrows flying in. Alright, Magi, there's your target. Orifice there. Break him. May not even make it into our line. The Jet have arrived. And that's going to be the end for that group of shieldmen there. They've got some rather large bronze shields. Oh, the chariots are bogged down by the water. Kind of to be expected. Those spearmen are just going to stand there and get filled with javelins. A lovely strategy. We'll see how it pays off for them later on. The enemy lord is already running. Well for the hills. They should be able to bring down that group of spearmen, no problem. They are throwing some shots in over the heads, but they should be shooting at mostly into the backs of their allies. Grab that extra will, scare off those skirmishers, and give the Magi some more damage. Chase off Periphas. That's a pretty easy win there. Pull through. You guys are so slow. Sons of Egypt. Let's go ahead and move in and bring down these slings. You two turn and destroy. Light Sine chariots come this way, and the Mariani will go the other direction. Now, these guys are bogged down in the mud. You're not. Oh, turning around is probably the worst thing you could do. They're trying to drag us into. Oh, they're fleeing. Never mind. So that's a bad call there, Bob. Water really does slow them down, though. That was a bad call. Everyone else needs to move up quickly to help out. Go after the bowman next. Our chariots are really struggling in the water. Pull through. Hopefully don't lose too many of them in the muck there. Slows down heavier units and reduces their overall combat effectiveness. Yeah, we've learned that the hard way, haven't we? Charge right on into these chariots here. Warriors of Artemis, go ahead and find your bows singing there. Take down that second group. Pulverize these poor Achaean slings pretty easily here. Move into the next group. You basically take a charge and flee. Excellent. That's the win. And you thought we'd lose, soldiers. Fool. Yeah. And Periphas falls. We lost 35 in the fighting, and we raise and kill and keep moving. Keep on moving. Start working our way back towards the other bronze settlements there. We will keep bronze over on this side in Messene.
A fist of Pharaoh.
Already called some reinforcements from Napata. We could get some guys from Kerma, but again, those guys take bronze, and we can't really afford it. Can now, however, come on into our royal decrees and grab kind of the first of Chiron's wisdom. Dropping the cooldown time for all of our activated abilities faction-wide. That sounds pretty incredible. Melee defensive. Infantry of the medium variety. Generated rage. Upkeep cost of units from the Asian territory, such as Susa. Additional camp followers from Susa. Is increased by 1, so you get 1 extra unit from each reinforcement. That would be pretty amazing.
Your will is mine.
Hopefully you're safe here. We may send you after Mantinea. Got fairly well defended garrison, though, unfortunately. You just need more troops before you can really do much. That is just going to be the way.
Sweep them away.
How's the Aegean doing up here? Really not great. Alright then. Oh, the old nut punch, and then his head chopped off. That's... You're gonna laugh at him, too. Aesop is a savage fella. He will destroy you and laugh about it at the same time. Yeah, the siege damage that they take once they run out of food is pretty incredible. It's like Hector's coming on up to siege the Rattlesnake clan. Oslian Locris. Okay, well, we are going to continue to move down the coast here. Find some more bronze. I guess we can destroy these Mycenae settlements and move over here towards this Ithacan one. Wouldn't mind doing so. Let's pull on back this way, see what's up this direction. Keep an eye out indeed. Aesop, can we do any more building? We can indeed. The hero stint. More horde growth, more casualty replenishment rate, and more experience per turn. Yes, please. Also go for royal decree efficiency. That sounds great. Hey, Aesop the nice passive buff to our administration, construction costs for all of our horde buildings for this army, so everything after this will be cheaper. Then more replenishment rate as well. Awesome. Okay then, Athena's moving on up, but Ares has moved down. This means we need an hecatomb for the big boy. Take us up to the max tier there. We can't lose our goodies. Prayer to Athena would give us even more brute rank and a flanking defense for Nephru and Manfit. And Artemis would give us even more Warriors of Artemis for the pool. And Strider for all of our Irma and Sai Napata units. Wild Hunt. Let's go ahead and grab Athena's Prayer. That way our next turn should have pretty well upgraded units. We get +3 ranked all units that have been added on in. So next turn we'll get extra great soldiers from Napata. Lovely. Alright, next turn we'll see a huge drop to our upkeep costs for all of our armies. That should be pretty nice too. I'll go ahead and hit the earn in time here, and intern button here, and then I shall jump up, grab some drinks, run to the restroom, and we'll continue this campaign. We no more than 5 minutes. Thanks. Thanks so much for stopping by for today's episode, though, or for today's, I guess, live stream. Either way, I'll be right on back. Alright, we're back. Welcome everyone who's all on in here. Hope you've enjoyed so far. It's been a good little casual stream of destroying the Aegean. Alright, so let none in my kingdom go hungry. Every man and woman shall eat their fill, but not a bite more. Minus 10% for the upkeep cost. And we're really alright now. Athena has answered our prayer, and the oration of dread has failed on Aesop. He is not afeard of you, although he has been led astray. Oh. What does that do? Does it wound his soldiers? Successfully hindered Aesop. Yeah, that's what it has to be. The oration of dread is likely to... Unless says impede. It says hindered. I don't know. It looks like he might have taken damage, but maybe, then again, maybe not. Then again, maybe not. Does this take any of our... No, but it does take bronze. Doubles our efficiency. And gives us plus 1% to the casualty replenishment. I think we'll go ahead and wait on that one. Aegeon has been claimed by the Octopus clan. Perfect. And a row has been reinforced. Such is the way. We will then go into an ambush. Right, the position we're at. Hopefully this priestess doesn't give us away. We're sneaky. Shh. Quiet. Wait, speaking of, Master Ambusher would be great. Income from raising, war spoils, morale to all units while defending, and then extra melee attacks while ambushing. Extra resources from war spoils sounds way better though, so we're gonna go for Despoiler. Even though the Ambusher sounds good, we need to make sure we're making as much gold as we can. Aesop the Ambusher should hang out right there. That'll work out as long as he doesn't do too much replenishing of the troops. Like Salamis is coming on over. Teucer is a Teucer is leading them. Who are you guys fighting with?
Whilst I value allies,
Roy?
I have no time for
Oh,
fools.
Salamis is led by Ajax. That makes sense. Man, that does make sense. We will definitely end up fighting Ajax at some point. Can't wait to see how much larger he is than the rest of his retinue. He is a absolutely towering lad.
Memnon.
Alright, Memnon, I'd like to come down here and hit Sparta again just because. Make sure they know. For Memnon here, yeah, bronze is a bit hard to get.
Son of the dawn.
For the regular campaign, it's also kind of the most premier of resources, as it's a alloy of copper and tin, so tin being really hard to get, there wasn't a lot of bronze. Kind of why they switched over to iron in the later years. Well, it rusted and wasn't as hard, wasn't as strong usually. There's a lot more of it, easier to produce. And to stop someone's bronze production, all you have to do is take out their tin mines, and that's the end. Meanwhile, iron you can kind of mine from everywhere. I think we do grab some guys from Memphis here, grab some chariots. We'll give us 3 of them. 3 chariots and 4 Depotans. That is a really tough call. We need extra foot soldiers though, so we're gonna grab the guys from Napata. As much as I'd like to grab the 3 extra chariots, it seems like there's kind of waves of recruitment you get. Alright, so let's grab these extra high-tier Ethiopian hunters. A bunch more tribesmen. And then some more spears. 1 unit of chariot runners just in case they try anything goofy. And recruit up to 19 soldiers. Not an elite army by any means, but one that will definitely hold the line just fine. Do a good bit of damage. We could also give them some extra man fit. I think just more spearmen. They will be an overwhelming horde. Irons is the main settlement there. They would definitely have a bad time against them. Renowned slingers and such would tear apart the light armor. Settlement in between, though,
Born and raised for war.
we might be able to have a chance of bringing down. Gonna sneak on over.
Moving with purpose.
Army of Troy's in our way. They've got several spearmen. If I could just go around you, that'd be great. If you leave me alone while I go destroy this other settlement here,
Leading the way.
I've got things to do.
We'll catch our breath.
Yep. Go into an camp stance real fast. We are pretty much in enemy territory. All of our heroes are very much trial by fire at this point. You survive or you don't. Let's grab the fleet-footed might, or maybe we grab Chiron's wisdom now. 18% more melee attack sounds so good. Extra stone. Ethiopian units. Yep, let's go ahead and grab the melee attack for now. We'll grab the Chiron's wisdom right afterwards. We'll kind of start working down towards Tithonus's companions. Tithonus's companions. Alright. Memnon, let's get moving. And I think we go explode Mantinea here. Then come on around. Bring down Mycenae. We'll leave Sparta be for now. Probably to our chagrin later on.
Field of battle.
Alright. We auto-resolve this one. We have not too many losses. Is it going to be a settlement battle? Kind of. Kind of it will be. Let's go ahead and fight it. Do our thing. Not let me die without struggle or glory. Ooh, fog sounds gross. We'll fight on the dry weather this time. The lovely lake shore and everything. We will have... This is going to be a pretty brutal fight here. We can set up the Warriors of Artemis on this shoreline. Actually, we can set them up here. They've got better range than our other archers. Ethiopian archers can set up here. Meanwhile, the javelins that will likely get taken out, but we'll hide them in the forest if anyone wants to run up on our archers. They'll have a real bad day. Let's throw the Manfit, the Nefru. Spread them apart just a little bit. I wanted to at least, but it doesn't really matter. I'll have the Hanku guards also hiding in the woods there. Well, I guess we can't. If we could, we absolutely would. We'll grab these 3 units here. We're really disorganized now, which is going to cause me a problem. Memnon and the other Manfit have them causing a ruckus on the other side here. Memnon hides in the woods. Manfit takes up the front. Magi and Irtjet with them. We'll grab these 2 Irtjet. Just have them up front. Yeah. Being menacing off in the corner. They'll roll with the first group. We can have the chariots kind of being also menacing back there behind with their bows, ready to destroy. Get more combined arms here. These guys a bit more room so the Hanku can go between for the Marianu. There we go. Alright. Archers and javelinmen. Put only the javelins in guard mode, everyone else can stay as is. Chariots, put you in melee mode, and battle begin. Alright, let them fly. You guys move up to crush this group of spearmen here. The amount of arrows flying in on them should be pretty incredible. Chariots move all forward. We're going to start doing the old disruption techniques. We're trading a little bit there with the slings. They have a bit more range than we do. Not a lot we can do about it. Switch the Manfit over to their axe variant. Memnon, why didn't you decide to charge on in? Interesting choice. One that I'm not a fan of. You guys go ahead and charge on over and break them. We are losing a few of our archers there. Chariots go on through. We left the rest of these guys back here. Come on up, Henku Guard. We need you. Let's come on over to the flank, though, because you actually have some kind of skirmishing tactics you can get up to. These heavy punching chariots should do really good damage here. Look like they can actually get a charge. Yeah, they're already fleeing. Everyone in. Go ahead and try to duel with those archers there. You go ahead and move up and duel with the next ones. Broke them. Come on around. Spearmen, you guys just kind of move up and take that position. Oh, you gotta go all the way through. They go around, but however you'd like to do it. Perfect, perfect. Memnon's forces overwhelming them quite badly over here on the other side. Memnon just keeps not wanting to charge forward, though. He's being a bit lazy. Hate to see it. Match. Oh. Any man. Yeah, move on in. Now the chariot should be able to kind of wreak havoc from here. There were clubmen, but they will be run over in short time. Push the man feet over to their axes. The duat awaits. They break. And that's the battle. What's wrong, Achaeans? Don't you want your cities? I'm really hoping that Pharaoh is just as good as this one. Because this one's really not bad. Well, we are playing on Memnon, and I will argue that Memnon's campaign is by far the funnest. Yeah, give him. Yeah! Followed probably pretty closely by Rhesus. Rhesus or Ajax. Well, I do not have the Ajax and Diomedes. They are really, really strong. And both pretty fun. Diomedes is very, very fast. Has lots of skirmish swordsmen. Alright, yeah, no, with that victory, we keep on moving. I think we go to take down a Mycenae next. Wouldn't be a bad call to get into a war with Salamis. We can kind of break this army and keep moving through. I don't know how many armies Salamis is fielding, but it looks like they've only got the one city.
I can think of better ways to pass the time.
I mean, me too, bud. Don't you worry. I just want to find out how powerful you are. Oh, he's got 4 regions owned. Okay. That's not bad. Being at war with everyone really doesn't matter at all. Well, they can kind of clump up and fight all as one. We can't, so we do have to keep that in mind. Eastern Tactician does sound great. We could now pretty easily go for our Eastern Traders here for dropping our upkeep even further. So let's perhaps move up and beat down on Teucer here. And then move through for Mycenae.
New lands, new legends.
Okay. I like the idea. Things are a little spooky for our lads up in the north, but I think they can handle themselves.
A brother of Nubian king.
Yeah. And for Pharaoh's Servant, you kind of have to use the bronze you gain from those settlements to actually call the reinforcements from Ugarit and such. We'll want to try to save, because... Okay, no, never mind. The Susanites are from their wood and gold. That's great. And then Megiddo is just a little bit of bronze. Okay, keep it in mind. We'll probably upgrade this lad up here's forces with some Megiddo. I guess we should probably go for Memnon first. Gonna replace a lot of these Manfit here. They've got pretty light armor. They're not bad in a fight, but they could be better. So Henku probably replace the Nefru. We'll keep good spearmen for any case they get any chariots later on.
Memnon of Ethiopia.
Okay, Memnon. Yeah, I do think we want to get into a fight with Teucer. So everyone who's at war with Salamis, let's go ahead and find out.
It is hard to see
Hector,
the benefit in
regular
this.
Troy, and Hesperia. Let's go ahead and decline talking to you, Ajax. And then go see about getting into a battle. Troy itself, what can we offer you for a battle?
Negotiate.
We shall join your war with Salamis, and you shall give me nothing but Perhaps some gold? Some stone. How much bronze are you willing to provide? He has none. No bronze whatsoever, huh? About 500. 800 wood? Ooh, even more, huh? 2,000 wood. 2,145 wood. Nope. 43. Haggle Wizard, activate. How do I... Did I ruin our access to the 40? Okay, hang on now. We're getting somewhere. 35 is as much as he's willing to offer. So be it. We will join you in your war. Might as well. And we may start getting some lads trying to offer us peace for grips of resources as well, which would be nice. One over, try to hunt down this army here. They are in march stance, so they should get absolutely crunched. Ooh, an elite army too. I am so happy to bring these guys down. Bonus for his Axeman Sword and Large. As long as we can charge into the rear, we should have no trouble. Auto-resolve would slay our archers and both of our javelins. They are pretty weakened, so we're going to want to keep them back a little bit here. Let's grab our camp followers, and then we will go for the Egyptian assassin. Weakening this lad kills half of his retinue, which is pretty hilarious. And battle begin. Since I did see hippopotamuses and such, and they talk about like weather and certain effects kind of taking effect more of a major role in battles and such, I hope we get... Now, fog can kind of work in our favor, but could also work against us. Let's wait, and we'll start deployment. Ooh, lovely. We have the high ground. We have the high ground, indeed. We can throw all of the Warriors of Artemis up here. Play like proper Egypt. Alright, you ladies up there on top of the hill. That's going to be kind of a long range. You're the only ones that can actually reach that. Our Ethiopian archers' arms are just a bit too weak at the moment. What an awesome looking battle map though this is. I'm just going to take a moment. And both sides have the same kind of advantage with the high ground, as long as you can lure your opponent over. Arguably, they have better because they have this little stretch of forest. And I bet the Vanguard clashes in multiplayer there would be pretty aggressive. An awesome map. Okay, let's get the javelin set up then. I do want them together. We'll have the Manfit here. I want the Henku Guard hiding in the woods with Memnon. Almost called him Osiris. Might as well be. I will have the Nefru infantry kind of keeping an eye on any flanking units. We can have the chariots kind of sweep through that side as well, being a nice disruptive force, while the Mariano kind of sweep around and smash in. They do get slowed by the, let's see if it shows me. It seems like they get slowed by the grass, at least the tall grass, which would make sense. U3 in melee mode. Our infantry set up, the Vanguard infantry. Okay, so we'll have two of the staff bearers hiding behind our Magi. And then one of the other ones up front here, ready to cause a ruckus if need be. Alright, battle begin. Jared's just gonna sweep through. You go around the outside. Meanwhile, everyone else kind of push forward a little bit. Get our front line moving down this front bit here. We take position in the valley. A little bit too far forward. Let's go ahead and stand here. Pull these Jet to the side. Lovely. Bring the Henku Guard down. Where are you guys going? Oh, I had this lovely battle plan and you're going to retreat? That's real boring. Are the others going over the top? Not exactly what I wanted you to do, but that'll work. Just be real annoying. Fire everything you can at them from the on the way over. See if we can lure them in towards us. Husser is an archer hero, taking his shots where he can. You boys better roll through quickly. There's lots of slings there. They had an ambush waiting for us.
Bows at the ready.
They do have a range cap, though. And kind of since we are sitting at the maximum range, damage we take should be at least lessened a bit. Taking some shots back. Yeah, that grass slows you down so much. Nope, pull on back. It may not say it on the tooltip, but you can definitely see it. Yeah, they've got to cut a path through the grass, which makes sense. Go ahead and pull through. Come on back around through the Valley of Death. They fear no evil. Gotta pull on back. We can keep firing some shots at these slings. Ooh, that's gonna be nasty. They did get some nice return fire, though. A few of the slings have dropped. We can't get too close to them, though, is the only kind of issue there. Alright, now we'll have the spearmen. Push yourself forwards a bit further there. We'll have the 2 archers start working on these slings up front. You guys need to push your way through. You guys need to move much faster than you currently are. We'll grab all these units here. Bring them up and around. Memnon, come on in. Lend your aid to the battle. Dodge! Well, they actually have to stop and switch weapons. I have to keep that in mind then.
The foe
Bring the
has
Mariano
sighted your
around.
hidden units.
Oh, those chariots got bogged down by spears. That's not good. Pull through, light chariots. A few of them are going to fall there. That's just going to be how that is. You blast away these island skirmishers, please. Chop through those guys there. You 2 clubmen, get on in there. Skirmishers, go up in there and deal with these spears. Enku guards, come on through. Lend your aid here. Alright, Memnon, let's go ahead and... Oh, I didn't mean to... Whoops. Well, now he is completely rampaged. Trying to give the edict from Egypt one that gives you extra damage for all your troops around, but such is the way, I guess. Now we're doing just fine anyway. Warrior women, start firing in there. You go ahead and charge on in. Break who you can. The light Sine can take these guys out. Heavier ones can get the other group.
Victory is close enough to taste.
It's close enough to taste. It tastes good, like applesauce and something else. Moving through the woods is probably pretty dangerous there, but they'll be fine. Run down those club warriors. Memnon is doing incredible. Even as oh, Ethiopian archers, you guys threw yourselves into battle like fools. I probably should have seen that. Bunch of goofballs. All right, well we take that victory there. Sorry, Teucer. You just didn't have what it takes. I am pretty sure Teucer falls in the actual Iliad as well. I'm not sure who does take him out. I don't remember that much, but I'm pretty sure Teucer doesn't make it. Fill in the gaps if you can in the comments there. Saving the Empire from chaos and vampires. Something Durthu would probably get caught up doing for sure, even if he didn't want to. Playing the character. Even if he wanted nothing to do with it, he would definitely get caught up helping. Then likely crunching them afterwards when they, once again, trespass in the forest. He can laser beam those shots down from up there.
I will do my duty. Iliad protects me.
Go ahead and lead by example as well. Give this over to... I'd love to grab it to some of these chariots, but I think they can't move through the woods very fast. We'll speed things on up while we hunt down the rest of these guys here. You go ahead and take down Teucer if you can. Chariots. Health bar should drop pretty quickly. You guys, I guess, stop moving. That's a little sad to see. Letting me down. our Orion campaign has kind of transformed into defending the Empire from the Norskins and Chaos, so it seems to be. Come out of the woods, please. It slows you down way too much. They are slower than normal foot soldiers inside the woods, which is really good to know when we're facing off against chariots. The terrain really plays a huge part in their combat effectiveness. Salamis Marines, no longer. They are now Salamis Salsa. Yeah, that's the group. And Tuser does manage to walk away without being felled, though, so lucky him. We will go ahead and take them on, get our replenishment up almost all the way.
Our journey continues.
Oh, never mind, he doesn't get to live at all. And we gained some great Salamian armor. Clad in shining meat that is but a man to be tested. 20 extra armor. And we gain a lone wolf. Teeth, claws, and a heart of stone. The lone wolf needs... Oh, he is the lone wolf. So more movement range for his army here. He needs no reinforcements. Radius makes melee stronger, so melee factions get more land. Fair enough. Yeah, there are a lot more Bretonnians. I realized that in the beginning when I was playing on normal, you could pretty easily crush Parabon with no troubles, and I could probably have done it on ours too. The battle itself is much more harrowing than on simply the vanilla version, where you can pretty easily run over the Bretonnians like they don't even exist. Yep, we move on Mycenae now.
March with me.
Agamemnon, your time is now. Your brother has already been felled. We didn't even see Menelaus, did we? I don't think we met Menelaus in battle. He's over in Troy, causing some problems. Royal Decrees coming on off next turn. Fleet-footed. Now, we're not worried about diplomacy, except for if trying to be a mercenary. I was looking for the Divine Will. Excellent. We should probably go ahead and... We can't pray to Ares anytime soon, or Athena. Artemis would give us success chance. Increase for our ambushes. I would rather really not, though. So we can keep saving our gold and as such. And actually for... Since we've got a good deal of gold. Where's my strategist here? We could give you some more horde growth, some more unrestricted replenishment.
Employing more exotic expertise.
I agree. And then we'll give you the assassin as well. Costs 72, and then the action cost is 40, but dropping the enemy health, basically having the bodyguard unit, is pretty deadly.
Every land I travel teaches me something new.
Alright. Sweet. We are starting to lose a bit more food, though. At negative 2,000 a turn, really starting to wear on us. I am actually pretty keen on grabbing the Eastern Tactician and both the Eastern Traders. If we get them both? Oh, we can. Sweet business. So 3 more melee defense for the entire army. And then also a drop to the upkeep by an additional 15%. Awesome. That's going to really help out. We have some more increased kind of upgraded units there once we start calling them in from Canaan and Susa. Omakonin has been attacked by several forces here. Looks like the Rethon has reinforced Pedasus. So we shall go ahead. Can we retreat from this battle here? F4 attack. Oh, I don't know. That's a horde of spearmen. They've got several of these club warriors kind of move around the side, though, while the spearmen kind of keep us bogged down. Let's retreat, and then we will fight this army afterwards if they continue to press the assault.
Disengage. Fall back.
Oh, and we're just close enough to another settlement garrison. This one's even more deadly. That's unfortunate. Well, that is going to be the way. We'll do what we can to win this battle, but it's going to be... Oh, there's... Oh, Pedosos comes on over with him. Never mind. Alright then, lads. We will at least spend some gold to half the enemy. That's right. Well, we lose another hero. How unfortunate. We do need to wait before kicking another one in. Oh, the old dust. And our hero is felled. We would stand absolutely no chance against this many soldiers here. Not with near no armor on all our troops. That is a call to get better soldiers at all haste. Okay, so we've got Harmonia's necklace that was stolen. Fair enough. I guess he did get bad luck. It did end up being bad luck. Such is the way. Okay, well, Memnon. Revenge.
King of Ethiopia.
That's all that we can be sated by. Mycenae must fall.
Remember your training.
These guys are going to come in to help. I'm not scared.
Time to
Bring
test
whoever you
our
want.
skill.
Oh, Mycenae is not defended at all. We got some shielded clubmen. Sure, these guys got some extra heavy shields, but some fair damage too. It's almost the same as our jet staff bearers. Yeah, it says we're going to take some casualties, likely losing our Nefru. We would definitely not, but let's go ahead and take to the walls and bring down the source of this invasion. GG. At GG, we got kneecapped. Getting caught by 3 armies will do that. I noticed you don't have nearly as much sight range on Troy, so it's going to cause... Doesn't cause, but it allows you to get off some better ambushes on your enemies, and them for you. Here's the best way to attack from. They've got towers all over this place here, but... Is there even the yellow deployment line back here? No, it stops here. Everything else is Vanguard. Oh, no one can deploy back here. That's just like a... You wanted to slog up and around, you could. Seems like a bad call with all the towers that are there. Not a lot of nice ways into this settlement here. Weakest likely being this point here. I'm glad they forgot to build a tower here. Seems like an important structure they forgot. You can't even get up to these walls to shut down the arrows that are coming from there. How unfortunate. How unfortunate. Alright, let's stack up the Warriors of Artemis and all of our other bowmen. Still, even if we can't actually shut down the gates until we actually get to here, we have to rush over to the walls to stop the fort tower. That's fine. Still going to be the best place for us to attack from. But the Medjai hiding back, since they are really good at stopping any enemy heroes and such. Oh, very neat. And the amount of detail work they put into the surrounding countryside on all these maps. Very well done. Troy team. Troy map design team. You guys in with group 1. My kind of medium tier, non-proper deployment infantry. We will definitely not be attacking from multiple fronts here. We want everyone in the same spot. Gotta press through this tower, get up and overwhelm them. Chariots are going to be kind of useless this battle, unless we can kind of get them in on the other gates. I want to see how much damage they actually do to them. We'll use the Marianu for that. Everyone else kind of hang back and shoot arrows. Spirit Jet, where do we put you guys? Probably just up front. Alright then. That'll begin.
Your warriors have spotted hidden foes.
What is happening? Hello? Well, while you beat down the Bretonians, I guess I'm getting an awesome warm-up to this battle. Someone's giving a guitar riff underneath everything, so I'm here for it. What's going on?
The enemy is receiving reinforcements.
Yeah, Okay, well, I was like, I'm gonna skip that. I'm not sure what's going on. Didn't deploy all of our infantry. They've got reinforcements coming in? I probably should have watched that cutscene. I was like, what is happening? Well, the defenders have already been wiped out, so we've got to get up and over those walls quickly, like. Let's see how much damage the Mariano actually do to the gatehouse. I am very curious. You guys come on over and kind of scout out what's going on over here. Here, Jet, you guys get up and over the walls. Well, the two of you that can. Magi, come on over and just kind of stand. While everyone else moves forward, slowly and surely. You three, bring yourselves on over. They're getting shot at as they come on in. Use the trees as a shield. Javelins. You guys are the closest. We may just send you up to the walls first. Oh, interesting. They're going to go around. Well, that's definitely not what I want you to do. Can you instead come on up and use your axes to get through the gatehouse? That would be great. The Warriors of Artemis getting shut up by the towers. Don't like that one bit. Let's bring them around. That was a really dramatic entrance, wasn't it? It allowed a lot of our soldiers to get shot up by the towers, too. Which I'm not thrilled with. Yeah, I agree, dude. What was going on? I skipped it, but I'm sure we were getting ambushed by Minotaurs or something. Had to be for something that dramatic. Nefru, you guys go ahead and take the walls here. What is going on with my troops? They've decided that they're going to go around the settlement. Okay. Archers, let's go ahead and work with it.
Your hero is under attack.
You've got to move up and deal. You ladies come on over and start launching some more hate towards them. Javelin men, oh, they're at the gates. They didn't want to go up on the walls, which was really strange.
Your warriors are attacking the gates.
We'll go for extra armor in just a second for everyone here. Lovely, lovely. Bring the Mariano up. They're very slow. So I said there were reinforcements over here, but I think they're... Ah, here he comes. Delian. D-Lion. Well, Delion. Hopefully you brought your red shirt.
You are about to capture the gates.
Lovely. We needed that. We need these gates to stop firing on us right away. Come over here and claim this fort tower. While the Mariano smash through the gatehouse. Lovely, lovely. You guys come on over. Let's go ahead and just bring you into obnoxious mode. Start launching some arrows at them. We are trading, unfortunately, with the guys on the wall. You guys go over, cut them down aggressively, might I add.
Foothold of their walls.
You guys do the same. Reinforcement, I think, was a single army. Maybe that's what the
You have captured the gates.
little bit of cinematics was for. The reinforcing army coming
You
on
have
in.
captured the enemy tower.
Through the gates. No, but Memnon, get over here and claim this tower, bud. Wait here. Javelins. Claim this square. Such an awesome looking battle. Look at all the different elevation. Take notes.
The enemy.
Total War
attacks the
map
gates.
designers. Ooh, okay, that hurts. That hurts, that hurts. Pull you guys away. They can shut down archers, but only so many at a time. Move them on through. Archers, come on up and over the walls if you can there, sirs. And we'll have the Warriors of Artemis do the same. Clubmen, come on up. Getting long-balled by those towers there. Horrifying. Memnon, what are you doing? Claim the point. Okay, we're through the gates. Perfect. Mariano, you are so incredibly potent. You can just charge into these light swordsmen and run them over. Light swordsman is the key word there. Javelin, you go with them. And Memnon, what? Buddy, do you like getting shot at by towers? You guys over here and deal with these other bowmen on the walls. These spears are having the worst day. You can just use these things to sweep the guys off the walls pretty easily. Of course, hitting your friends in the back of the head is not advisable. Don't worry, chariots, you're gonna have your day. Come on through this direction.
The foe has sighted your hidden units.
They are simply running, so go ahead and fire on them so you don't have to deal with them coming back. And Guard, come on up. With everyone else kind of charging down the square. Let's form up, don't be foolish. Looks like they're kind of trying to do the same. We wouldn't have time. These chariots move a little bit too slow. Move up to the top there. I love this tower's gonna sit there and shoot the whole time. Its kill count's gonna be pretty high. Guaranteed. One into melee. You guys crash in. Start chucking those javelins. Go ahead and grab lead by example. Let the Marianu just absolutely... Everyone's laying on the ground now. And then they get javelins chucked at them for good measure. Hilarious. Are these guys spearmen? No, those are just us swordsmen. Better have a really bad day. Memnon, get in there. Magi, get in there. Now they're all running away, so bring these guys up. And Mariani ran this poor fool over. Get in there, start jabbing him with the spear tip there. Memnon crash in from behind. Your gods abandoned you. Look how sweet the Magi are. Just simple spearmen, but they are annihilating this unit, just slowly poking their way through their numbers. Let's slow things down so we can see the rest of the battle. The rest of the lads have taken the walls. Lovely. Love that as soon as you go into slow-mo, you can just hear the bass strumming. These soldiers must fall. Yeah, we've got them broken. Let's bring our super heavy chariots through to take down these shielded clubmen that are in our way here. Start chucking at these light swordsmen. Everyone else work together, except for the chariots, of course. Force them to do battle with Memnon's men. Kind of throwing off their battle rhythm. The Shuriken are just going to cut through. They don't care.
As you wish. In Pharaoh's name.
You think you're tough? Incorrect. You have rather awesome hats, though. Hat game is 10 out of 10. They break. The shielded clubmen break as well. Who's left? Who wishes to face Memnon? No one? Fair enough. I wouldn't. And yeah, no, I guess he was the only reinforcements, but he was really coming in there with some dramatic flair. All right, well they got crumped. Let's go ahead and raise and kill. Mycenae falls, and now Hera is our best friend. The omens clearly show their favor. Sweet. And now we start moving down towards, I think, Chiron's Wisdom. Extra melee defense for chariots is pretty incredible. +1 regions per turn for which units can be called as reinforcements. That's great. Definitely very much a win more kind of ability, though. Let's grab the Chiron's Wisdom. Gonna put us down a good bit of bronze, but with that extra upkeep reduction, we are actually looking all right. Allowing us to pretty much upgrade our units without fear. The lands from Megiddo. Let's go ahead and call some reinforcements from here. We get 3 of these Hoopshoe, which are, I guess, medium armored axe and shield infantry there, which don't have too many good bonuses, but they just are. Yeah, those guys don't seem great. Those guys don't seem great. 54 damage, 34 defense, 23 attack. I guess coming into Memnon's army, they'd gain a whole bunch of extra stats, because these guys are up to 80 attack and 82 defense. Just blend through enemy infantry.
King of Ethiopia.
Ugarit is far too expensive. We'll grab some more chariots from Memphis. We'll grab 3 more of these, which is actually pretty solid. And we'll use those to increase Aesop's forces a bit.
Every corner of the
Aesop needs himself some more mobility. Will help kind of counteract the armor that his opponents are using.
expanding our maps further.
Lovely to hear. Okay, so you guys could really go ahead and get rid of these Egyptian slings here. And replace them with some Sinai chariots.
Mother Eos, guide us.
Same thing with chariot runners are going to be good if we actually run into any nonsense. So let's just go ahead and get rid of one of these other units of hunters. We'll have 3 chariots in this army.
Of Nubian kings.
Alright, lovely. That'll keep Aesop a bit better defended against his opponents there.
Death will fill the sky.
Well, let's go hit a row.
Unleash
We get caught by an ambush ourselves. No ambush here. We'll give this one to the auto-resolve. Let the gods decide our fate. Ooh, and cool helmet or not, your time is nigh. The old chop. Heads have been a roll in this campaign. 5 more gold, no bronze though, which is quite sad. We shall raise and enslave, allowing us to kind of rebuild this horde a little bit faster here.
Planning always.
We'll go back into ambush. How far? Got 30% movement if we come back just a little ways here.
After me, brothers.
We'll go into the ambush and wait for our opponents. He's got an army of 16. I'd rather not fight them kind of straight up in a battle, as we aren't very heavily armored. And we do need to do a bit of replenishing before we get back into the fray.
Servant of Egypt.
Okay. Alright, chat. Well, we definitely need to grab some more bronze. So we're going to head on down to Epitaros before we do anything else. And then we can move over from there to Tyrans. Bringing down yet another pretty major settlement for the Achaeans. The Trojans had better be doing fine on their side here. Plateros, I believe, is part of the Achaean factions. Or maybe not. They are right next to Troy. Tantalus. Yeah, it does look like Troy. Troy is a powerful bastion at this point. Each of their factions doing pretty well for themselves. Thrace grown up proper. We'll find out. Thrace is kind of up in this portion of Greece. Find out later on if we ever run into Rhesus. For now, we continue our rampage.
Son of Tithonus.
We move towards
A courageous victor.
Pitaros.
Onwards, brothers.
Onwards, brothers. We go ahead and jump into the encamp
Set up
stance.
camp.
We would now need how many? 9 population surplus before we could throw in any extra buildings. And I think the final building we go for is either the rationing scribe here, which we could use to get even more treasures looted, or we could make sure we have even more favor for one of the gods, which also kind of sounds like a good call. Maximum for Hera gives us horde growth and casualty replenishment. Processions to Zeus gives us more activated cooldown reduction and more hit points. Range to all of our missile units, so Apollo sounds good already here. Root rank to all of our heroes. I don't care about Poseidon in this one. Poseidon is my favorite of the Greek gods, but I'm closely tied with Athena. But he just doesn't give you very much goodies. Very many goodies here in this game. Extra morale, extra ammunition, and more accuracy. I mean, that's not a bad call there. Units in this province can be equipped to receive plus 15 to armor and melee attack. That's the one. We'll go for Hephaestus. Then we can get the Apollo just for this army. Yes, it is. Unfortunate. This one would be great too. I mean, technically we don't really need Ares. Can we rededicate Ares over to one of the others? Problem is that would drop the amount of favor we have to Ares. Maybe we do this later on. I'd very much like to rededicate that to one of the other gods. I don't know if we're able to get multiple of these in a single army, but we'll find out. Otherwise, we'll definitely go here for the Sacred Stone of Festus. So we can equip whatever we have to do that and get 15 extra armor and melee attack. That's what Odysseus was using over there, which is quite clever. Besides this settlement here in front of us, it's not going to tell us where any more bronze is, such is the way. Any kind of unique war spoils? Extra fame. Coming from Salamis. Lovely. Or extra vision. From Chalchis. Okay, so you can also get some favor with the different gods as well, which not a bad call. Who does Apollo not like? Oh, he doesn't like the settlement that Troy is rolling with. Well, we can't do damage to our Trojan allies here, even though Hector has ranged far and wide, hasn't he? The Achaeans are being beaten back pretty aggressively is the moral of the story here. You could also call some more recruitment from Sai. Actually, we will. Yeah. Some extra slingers in the back in case we need them.
Serve me, my friends, in Pharaoh's blessed name.
In Pharaoh's blessed name. If I ever had Pepsi Nitro, I have. It is not my favorite, and I want to like it. Because the can is so cool looking. They've got me on the marketing for sure. They offer me some food, and they want gold. Buzz off? You'll regret that decision. Probably not. I'm going to use that gold to do terrible things to your empire. Oh no, they were spotted. Man, the art here in this one is just incredible. Ooh, awesome. Chiron's wisdom is finished, so mighty in battle are the learned. Instruct our generals to study the teachings of the wise centaur Chiron. I'm going to go ahead and keep... I said I was going to stream till 4. We'll go ahead and keep going for about 20 more minutes if I can keep it. If I can keep an eye on the time. Probably 15 to keep it safe. I got somewhere to be at 4:30 as I do most days, so we will let things off then. But hope you all have had a good time. I've enjoyed this stream quite greatly here. I have been loving the Bronze Age warfare. And as I said, I've been doing lots of research for the first episode in our series is going to be for Memnon. And I have sent a script over to several members of the family to read, as well as to Metatron. Just to see if Metatron would be willing to take a peek at our script and see if he could, for historical accuracy and whatnot. But to answer your question about Pepsi Nitro, I have. It's not my favorite. How do you feel about Pepsi Nitro there, Common?
That's beyond.
I'd really like to see what this guy is fielding.
That will never work.
Because he has less troops than me, but chances are he has more elite troops than me.
Son of the dawn.
Looks like the troops from Tyrans left. I kind of want to hit Tyrans first, but let's go ahead and go after the weaker
Remember
city.
your training.
Grab the bronze we
Time to
need
test
for
our
the future
skill.
battles. Let's encircle.
With pride and valor.
Keep forgetting to worship the different gods here. So if we go for the prayer, all of Memnon's slingers gain healing. I don't care about that so much, but the divine protection is amazing. Food up, keep drop, and unrestricted casualty replenishment. Not available. 2 more turns for Hecatomb. We're starting to lose our Cult of the Artemis, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and send some gold her way. I don't know if this actually gives us any rank with her, though, so not worth it. Just paired with Ares then instead.
Divine ones, I beseech you.
Top free under root beer. Fair enough. RC used to be one of my favorites, but they have changed their,
To the field of battle.
feels like they've changed their formula recently, and it's just not doing it the same.
Time to test our skill.
Yeah. I will say that root beer is for sure in the top 3, though. IBC, if you can grab it. Hard to find, though. Amazing kill.
This city's story
It's really not hard to
ends
find,
here.
but IBC in the gold, the little glass bottles is the key. That's the key.
Memnon.
Oh, we can't quite reach. I thought we could. We're up to a good bit of bronze now, though. For our royal decrees, we could go for righteous killers. Being righteous killers sounds great, but we need to come on down here to the Pact of Outsiders, dropping our upkeep for the Asian territory soldiers there, which I believe is just Susa. Or does Canaan also count? I think it does. I've got to wait 2 turns for Memphis. Let's go ahead and call some reinforcements from Megiddo here, since they cost a little bit less to the total bronze. And we can start fixing up Memnon's front line with some more heavy troops here. Probably some Philistine swordsmen. Resistant to flanking is always very, very good. They're light class. You kind of want to keep those guys on the sides. We have all the extra buffs going to sword and shield, though. These guys do have shields, so they get buffs, too. You've got armor piercing. Nice blend wouldn't be bad. We'll call these reinforcements on in. We only get 1 of each, so you have to keep it in mind. They are quite expensive.
Heed me, wealthy men from far and wide.
Wealthy men from far and wide. Nefru, you have served us well, but we'll go ahead and kick you on out now.
Of noble hearts.
The recruits have been refitted. We shall pretend. With Philistines, 100 damage. Oh, they perform just way better. Before I recruit them, though, what's the armor difference? 55 or 45? And you also only get 90 of them. So these guys are your frontline force for a reason. What is that extra ability they've got there? Immune to psychology. Oh yeah, that's our entire army, because we are absolute uber chads now. Well,
Glory is ours.
we'll recruit the Hoopshoe first. And then we'll take a look and see kind of, I want to see the difference between the Manfit and the Philistines. So the Philistines are pretty much worse in every way. They've got 5 more armor, and we have to take into account that these guys are a single chevron tier below them. So they will be gaining a bit more melee attack and such going forward, but actually the Manfit perform quite a bit better than the Philistines here. We'll probably get more buffs to them later on, but for now I think we just want to keep with the Manfit if we're going for anything. They're pretty cost effective. And, yeah, they're really decent. Even the Nefru are outperforming the Philistines. That's quite interesting. They don't have as much damage overall. That is quite fair. Okay. And we stick with what we've got. The Hoopshoe probably are lucky they've got a slot. Yeah, wow. Terrible in comparison, actually. Interesting. Well, we have to keep that in mind. We'll want to keep a look at these units. They look really cool, but interesting they only get 10, 15 more armor. These guys look like they're pretty plated up. Those shields are really chunky in comparison, but such is the way. What do I know?
Loyal kinsman.
Screecher all the way. Fair enough. Not something I have access to here.
We will stop here.
At least not through typical means. Ordering soda long distances, though, is not the funnest. Let's set up. I'd really like to attack. Let's go ahead and move closer, see if we can
Closer and
take
closer.
a peek at his army.
I cannot
Oh,
do
I see
that.
some young spears and militia. I think we got them.
Precise aim. Steady hand.
Oh yeah, we do. Bunch of really weakened militia, and we can go ahead and swing on in here with our... Oh, no, we don't have the followers. Autoresolve would be unkind to us, so Orsicolocus. That's not your name. We're gonna go ahead and take the octopus down. Bring it. Alright, we will wait. My favorite overall soda, though, and we're going back to soda for no reason. It's gonna be a proper cherry limeade when made proper. Alright, so the Lord is off on the side there, kind of minding his business. That's a good way to get... Please let us deploy up on top of this hill. Oh, nonsense, I say. We'll let the warrior women snipe from out here. They don't show themselves when firing, but I think the AI aren't... They're not dumb, so they will realize what's attacking them. We'll have these javelin men kind of harassing this front line here. Some of these guys have more range than the others, so they can chuck stuff and turn and run. Meanwhile, we'll definitely want to keep the chariots away from this bit of ground here, so we'll have them charging up the front to leading the way. These will be a little bit further behind. Units. We'll have our other 2 javelins sticking in here, and this is going to be what? Mud still? Come on, game, show me. Likely mud. Okay. So, since it won't tell us, we'll bring our Nephru. March them straight up the center. Chariot runners really going to be doing nothing except for kind of running around the side. They do move pretty quickly, so we'll let them kind of sprint around the side for a flank. Otherwise, not much for them to do. Stop up front here to help out. The spearmen as the main kind of holding the line group while everyone else does damage with the javelins. And the Troy's men can charge in behind. Over here, though. I'll have to be pretty quick with it. I think we've got him. Alright, let's put you with the archers. Make sure, so he needs rage to activate Apollo's Rain, and for the flights of Artemis as well. Missile damage or accuracy. That'll begin. Move up, coat them in arrows. The same with this lad here. You guys kind of just turn and act as a wall. We'll be a bit aggressive, force the AI to come to us. Back. Chariots forward. We've already easily eliminated that first group onto the Lord now. You guys pull back so you're not getting attacked. You guys do the same. We are definitely faster than them, so we can do all sorts of mean things. Oh, did he rampage them? Extra, or I guess a melee defense loss? Nope, they flee. Go slay their Lord. You're in a bit of a dire straits. Go ahead and charge forward. Break the individual units you can. Enemy Lord slain. Come on around. Deal with the next group. Warriors of Artemis, come on through. You guys do. Come on over. Switch the spears over to axes. Break them. We're gonna wait for these spears to get into combat, and then we charge the chariots in. Then give them the old crunch.
Your warriors are losing heart.
A few of them might. They fight the might of Pharaoh. Tearing apart the guys in the back line. Also kind of minimizes the ability for friendly fire there. Our chariots just tearing through this first group. And on the back as well. Just blending up the young spears. And yeah, no, that's the pinnacle of the Bronze Age warfare. Working as it is. Working as intended. Alright, Nephru, you guys go ahead and try to hunt down these militia here. Ourselves individual targets. The chariot runners didn't even have a chance to do anything. They move really quick, though. It will be great when we actually need to hunt down enemy chariots. They don't fire while moving is my only real complaint about the Warriors of Artemis. That'd be really broken if they could, but I wish they could. You guys are going around. Sweet. This will likely be our last battle here as we're closing in on 4:30 a bit faster than I would like. That's alright, we've got many more streams to come. Look how fast these spear runners move. Shiv. Oh, you missed. The ponytail gave him +3 evasion. Keep stabbing. Bring them down. Ah, these battles are epic. Keep moving on through. You guys are too slow. Gonna be up to the chariots to kind of run down the rest of these groups here. Lovely. Don't mind it at all. Duat awaits. Yep, those militia are handled. Now he probably has a good deal of the enemy finished off there. German honey brewed root beer. Fair enough. I haven't tried it, and I will not, You missed, fool! Actually hitting people's part of it. Glad he brought his red pants. Orsicolocus. I'm gonna butcher your name, and you don't deserve to have it said proper. We're down to 13,000 on our food. That's nowhere near good enough. Got another army behind him there. Well, we have ranged far and wide, and I think that army won't really be that good of defense. Yeah, they're already pretty well seated there. Before moving forward, the Centaur drill allows him to fire on the move while on a mount. But he already should be able to, since he'll be on a chariot soon. Attrition and income from raiding. Casualty replenishment roll raiding, and then raiding no longer incurs movement penalties. Sounds pretty great. Follower of Artemis gives us more range for all of our missile troops. That sounds pretty great. We'll go for the despoilers here so we can grab even more resources from war spoils first. And then afterwards we'll grab the Follower of Artemis for more range. And then going for range for javelin units, perhaps? 10% more is not bad. Allows them to easily outpace all of the other javelins. Rate us up. Battle. If we lose anyone on the auto, we actually lose a few. I don't have time, sadly, for this fight, but I hope you all have enjoyed today's stream. Our first, or I guess not our first, our fourth chapter in Memnon's rampage through Greece. We have been pretty well unopposed by anyone except for the random heroes that we've actually almost lured to their death by Memnon. We learned the hard way there that no reinforcements can be very dangerous. But yeah, no, thank you all so much for stopping by. We will not have another stream this week, just as my little brother is getting married on later on this week. So we shall pick things up next week, and we're gonna try to get a couple extra streams in. That way we can come back with a vengeance, because we'll be missing a couple of the extra uploads as well. I'm working hard to try to get things done in advance, but it's just not going to really work out with everything that's going on kind of behind the scenes here. Make sure to do a quick save. Oh, we absolutely will. This isn't a normal battle. A quick save up, and I will see you all next time. Thanks for stopping by. See you later, Common. Hope you have a good day.